So this morning I went out to the range here in Phoenix, do a little shooting, blow off some steam after a long week, and had a bit of an epic failure. I was out there with my Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, just plinking away. Buddy of mine, I'm not even gonna call him a buddy of mine, a buddy of my friends gave me some cheap ass freaking 22LR ammo. He's all, oh yeah, this stuff's great, man. It's awesome. We use it all the time. It's great. It'll do, here's some free stuff. I was like, all right. So screw it. I'll try it. So I go out there, plink, 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 pow! Holy jeez. I don't know what the crap happens. All of a sudden, because I shoot lefty when I shoot rifle because I'm left eye dominant, so I just started doing it years ago and never switched back because it works for me. But all of a sudden, I've got black crap all up in my face. A little scratch on my cheek where something came flying out. There's an exploded shell casing lodged in the barrel. Oh, I was fit to be tied. Let me tell you, that guy got a very angry message on his voicemail, and I don't know if he'll ever be calling me back. Because now I have to send this back to freaking Smith & Wesson, and it's going to cost me some money, and that sucks. But as you can see, it's dirty because obviously it's 22LR and it's just dirty ammo. But we're missing a whole bunch of stuff that should be right there, which is this. This is what came shooting out into my face along with a chunk of shell casing. There's a little spring in there. I don't know, something else broke, so there's something else that has to go here that I couldn't find, but that just sucks. Alright guys, use good ammo. Buy your own ammo. Don't trust other people when they give you ammo and say, oh, it's awesome. Trust what you buy. That's all I have to say. Alright, moving on. So, we're going to be moving into the second blade in our Spyderco Value Folder series. So last time we were talking about Spyderco Value Folders, we talked about BAM, the little ambitious. And today we're going to be talking about BAM, the Persistence. So a little bit bigger blade, moving along in size. So let's go ahead and get the little guy out of here, and let's talk about this bad boy. And let's see what we got here. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Zooming in. Woo! All right, gotta love sound effects, right? So let's talk about size and weight on this little guy. So the overall length is 6.8 inches. It's actually 6.812 something or other inches, but 6.8 inches from tip to tip. And then the blade length gives us a, wow, I totally just hit the camera. Sorry about that. Woo, earthquake. From tip, from blade, the blade length here, we got 2.75 inches with a full 2.75 inch cutting surface. So that's really good. So you don't really lose any of your cutting surface on this blade. And that's pretty small, 2.75 inches. It's under 3-inch blade. It's still what I consider a small folder for me. The handle is 4.125 inches, and of course you've got your traditional spider hole, which is 0.5 inches or 13 millimeters, so it's the full size spider hole on that. So even if you got big old thumbs like mine, bam, just snaps out. You do, as you can see, have your phosphor bronze washers in here, which makes for an awesome speed of blade deployment. As for the steel, it's continue on that line with the same 8CR13 MOV, which is the Chinese equivalent of the Japanese AUS 8. I personally think it's a great blade steel. I've never really had any problems with it. Has good edge retention, extremely easy to sharpen when it gets dull. Just easier than can be to get sharpened up. As for blade shape, it is the traditional Spyderco leaf-shaped blade. A little bit wider than some of the other ones, but I think it's a great blade shape, to be honest. You get a great full flat grind. You got a good size blade there. Let's see, what else do we have? You do have a 0.125 blade thickness, which is 3 millimeters. If you can see, let me get focus there. So, and it's definitely got a relatively strong tip. I put a little bit of pressure on that, had to do a little bit of prying with this one before. On a day when I carried it, had to pop something out of pop a battery out of a casing that just was not cooperating, and I had to get in there pretty good with that tip, and it held up real nice for me. As for speed, this thing just comes out like a rocket, just like all Spydercos do. I mean, bam, there's that one. Here's the little ambitious, bam. And then in the next video of this series, here's the tenacious, bam. And they just come flying out. As for lockup, it's still using the Linerlock. Let's see if I can get that to focus for you. So you definitely have a great lockup on that. No blade play whatsoever, side to side. I mean, let me lock this thing. Nothing up and down. I mean, no movement. I have not carried this one as much as I carried the Ambitious, or even as much as I've carried the Tenacious. But from carrying it for here and there as a backup blade mostly, I think it's been a great blade, you know, in an excellent blade shape. The handle material is the same G10 as all the other ones. It's not super textured, but it's got enough texture that you get a good grip if you really need to kind of hang on to it, which is nice because it's not going to tear up your pockets under the clip or anything like that. Nice rounded corners, no hot spots. Good jimping on the thumb ramp. Good jimping on the Linerlock there, so you can lock in with this finger and lock in with your thumb, which I think is really excellent. As for ergonomics, this, like all the other ones in this series, it fits in your hand really well. And as we've all seen, guys, I've got big hands, and I can get, you know, a full grip on this guy, which I think is great. For Christmas, actually, my girlfriend, you know, she's in the military currently. I was in the military several years ago, and you know, she never carries blades or anything like that. She doesn't have a blade on her uniform when she goes. She's in the reserves. So I got her one of these little guys for Christmas this year, and she's been carrying it every day, and she's still getting used to the deployment because she's got pretty small hands. So this is a pretty good sized blade for her hands, and I think, you know, for ladies, if you're looking for a good blade, I really believe this really would be an excellent blade for a lot of women. You're getting a good large blade in that 2.75 inch blade, and enough of a handle where you can have a good grip on it, but it's not real heavy. When it comes to the weight, I think this guy's only 3.3 ounces, so definitely not a heavy blade at all, but a tough, sturdy blade where, you know, any guy or any lady could really get good use out of this. Carry it every day, pop it in your pocket. Ladies, clip it on your purse like my girlfriend does, and you're really going to be good to go. As for the clip design, let's close this guy, flip it over. We have the just traditional Spyderco clip. And just like a lot of Spydercos, especially this entire series, you can do tip up, tip down, right-handed or left-handed. So anything you want, you really can do on this one. So any variation you want to carry it as, you're good to go. As for durability, I think this series, the Value Folder series that Spyderco did with these 4 blades, the Ambitious, Persistence, Tenacious, and Resilience, I think they're just absolutely amazing blades for the price point. Like I said before, the little Ambitious, I think I paid around $24. I think this guy I paid around $25, $26 for. The Tenacious, I was right around $34, and I think the Resilience I scored for right around $40. So you're definitely getting your money for your value and bang for your buck out of your dollar on this blade. There really isn't anything like super wow about these knives or anything like that. It's just a very typical traditional Spyderco blade. But I think it's an excellent blade. I have a high recommendation on this. These blades, this whole series, and all 4 of the blades in this value line get a 10 out of 10 in my book. I have all 4 of them. I carry all 4 of them. I've given several of the different knives as gifts to people, family members, friends. You know, a buddy of mine just had a little cheap knife he'd been carrying in his pocket for years, and it finally broke on him. You know, and he came to me and said, hey, you know, what should I get? And I was like, well, really depends on what you're looking for. And I popped out a couple of my different knife collections, and he looked through them, and he really fell for this Value Folder series. Now, he has big hands like me, and he decided on the Tenacious because he wanted just a little bit bigger blade shape for, you know, carrying every day. But like I said, you know, then he turned around, and for his girlfriend, he actually wound up getting her this one as well because she really liked his, but wanted one that's a little bit smaller. So this little Persistence right here, great value, excellent quality, definitely a must-have for your EDC. Throw it in your car, throw it in your bag, you know, have 1 or 2, use them. You're not gonna freaking destroy them. I mean, I beat these blades up all the time, and the blade comes back. You know, you can put an easy edge on these bad boys. Crazy sharp out of the box, like all Spyderco blades. Definitely a must-have in my opinion. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, Semper Fi. Until next time.